Hello and welcome to the Hespect MMA podcast, where we cover MMA's hottest headlines, fight card bouts, fighter drama, discuss fight predictions, media giants, and basically all things MMA related. Made by fans, for the fans. This is your host, Hespectful Keith, and I'd love for you to come and join me here, often visited by special guest and best friend of mine, codenamed Throb Lowe, as we share our memories, takes, and opinions on the frequently changing landscape that is MMA. Now, without further ado, let's MMA and chill.
I don't know, the ATV or something.
Yeah, so some good times. Anyways, man, this card, man, woohoo!
Oh yeah, man, this is it did not disappoint at all.
No, not at all. Freaking crazy. Like I ended up dropping 1% on my Instagram page from 44 to 43%.
You went one, yeah.
Yeah, but not disappointed, man.
No,
Very
no,
good card.
Yeah, very good.
You have any
Definitely
highlights?
worth the money people paid.
Yeah, it was worth the money paid. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, do you have any highlights that you want to bring up?
I mean, both of the early prelims, the Fight Pass prelims, both of those were really good.
Yeah, I totally missed the first one.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first one, there's this one guy, the guy who won by unanimous decision, Amir Albazi.
Mhm.
He's a good grappler, and his defensive awareness is just, it's like up there with the higher end. I mean, he was just slipping shots. He was leaning back with from winging hooks, and they were just zipping by an inch or so. And he was doing it with ease, it looked like.
Damn, man.
Yeah,
I should definitely see if I can check that one out then.
yeah, it wasn't one of those slugfests or anything like that, but he's definitely got a lot of patience for a younger guy who's just coming in. His not his debut. I think he got oh no, it's his second fight. He won his first one by submission.
Okay.
But yeah,
in the UFC, right?
Yeah,
What's his record?
His record overall, he's 14-1.
Oh shit! Where's this guy from?
I think
Albazi?
he's fighting out of Sweden. That's where he lives now. But Anik and DC and them, they were talking about how he lived in, I think, Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
And him and his mother fled from there and took refuge in Sweden. And that's where he's lived since.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
sometimes I'm so focused on the fight, I hardly hear what they're even saying. I mean, I didn't even watch this fight, but yeah, sometimes I miss some of the shit they're saying while I'm watching the fight.
Yeah, I know. It's especially when it's like a fast-paced fight or something like that, right? Or something where you don't want to miss a minute.
Yeah, flyweight, eh? So you think potential prospect?
Yeah. I mean
14-1, right? So.
Yeah, he's 14-1. He's definitely doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, after this performance, I mean, it wasn't like entirely dominant. The other guy, he was going for the finish, it looked like, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's flyweight, right? So they both were still conditioned by the time the third round came along.
Yeah, those guys can go all day.
Yeah, it was a really
Mighty Mouse and everybody.
It was a really good performance by the Albazi guy, Amir Albazi.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, that's one of the highlights for me.
I remember the next fight, though, we were kind of talking about that Mavsar Evloyev. Anyway, I'm just going to say his last name.
Yeah.
He faced off against Nick Lentz. Oh, man, that guy's a different prospect, too. But they were at a catch weight, 150. Apparently, who went in overweight? I think it was Nick. There's like some crazy kind of mix up with Nick's opponent or something, and then Evloyev stepped in.
Oh yeah, they were saying something about that. I wasn't sure on the details, but
Yeah, that guy's 14-0 now. Ever since he beat Nick,
Oh man,
4-0 in
yeah.
the UFC.
Oh, 4-0 in the UFC. Damn. I mean, at 145 pounds is a difficult division to break out in these days.
Oh yeah, that one's slowly like filling up too. Kind
Yeah,
of like
like
lightweight and welterweight.
it was always the 55-70, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Cause you had
45's getting there.
you had Ho- you had Jose there for the longest time, and then Connor and Max shook things up.
Yeah, it definitely did. And then by necessity, guys like Ortega and Volkanovski, they grew their skill.
Mm-hmm. Freaking Volkanovski! I can't wait for his match against Ortega, man.
Yeah, that's
That's
gonna
gonna
be
be that's gonna be a really really good one.
yeah. I imagine Volkanovski will employ his leg kicks because Ortega seems like the bigger, the submission guy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a
And he
lot of
did
threat
kind of
there.
had like he had a new stance against TKZ. It's
Yeah,
kind of like more wider and like less boxing like.
yeah. I mean, he almost like stalks his opponent with that wider stance, and not stalks, but I don't know. So it's a weird little subtle change, right?
Yeah, yeah. He went into kickboxer mode now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
Anyways,
of reminds me of Silva when he would like stand there with the wider stance and just kind of tiptoe towards them and like shake his hands, or
yeah,
like
bounce towards them.
wave his hands while he bounces a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, that Evloev guy, man, pretty much dominated Lentz, right? I think
Yeah.
Net
Aside
Lentz.
from
Yeah,
aside
go
from
ahead.
the guillotine in the first round, right? Early.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, aside from that, it was pretty much like just downhill for Evloev.
Oh, you mean Lentz?
Oh yeah, let's not. Yeah,
Yeah, man. I thought he had good movement, man. Good hands too, right? He like in the pocket,
yeah. He's
like
very
he was
patient
able
for
to trade and.
for a younger guy fighting. What was it? 4 fights in the UFC now. I mean, he's very patient, very calm, right? He picks his
Busted up
shots.
Nick's face.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of the first round, Nick was already looking like he had gone 2 or 3.
Yeah. And wasn't it? It was still a split though, right? Like Nick gave him problems. Nick gave him a good fight.
Yeah, he almost got a. It wasn't as close, but he almost got a second guillotine attempt that in the second round, I think it was.
Mhm.
But I mean, just more effectiveness all around. Aside from those two things, like there was never ever a moment where Evloev was actually in trouble, really, aside from that first guillotine.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. A very promising prospect.
Yeah,
He took out Nick Lentz and retired him, man. Yeah, Nick Lentz was saying it's impossible for me to compete at this level anymore.
he
Quote
had a
end
problem with
quote.
his eye, right?
What's up?
He had a problem with his eye, Nick Lentz.
Oh no, I didn't catch everything, but I read that he retired. So.
Oh, I don't think it was during the fight or anything, but apparently he was off for a year or so
Mhm.
because I don't know, he couldn't see out of his one of his eyes, or he was getting double vision and things like that. Is he had to like get surgery of some kind and wait for it to heal up
Scary.
before? Yeah, it's a little scary going into that. There was almost an eye poke situation too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was.
I
Yeah,
picked that up the second time I watched it.
that was his third loss in a row. I mean, he's 36 now. Uh, all jokes aside, we've been roasting him in that last episode there.
Yeah,
All jokes aside, he's a pioneer, man. He's been
yeah,
here.
yeah. I mean, as long as there's been the UFC, basically, there's been Nick Lentz in the 145, right?
Yeah, yeah. And people did give a fuck about Nick Lentz. All right,
Yeah,
let's just be
yeah.
honest.
All respect to Nick Lentz.
Yeah, but yeah, good luck to him. Hopefully, gets more healthy or gets whatever checked out,
Yeah.
fixes it up. But yeah, those were the early prelims, and into our into the regular prelims there. The light heavyweight bout, right, to start it up. Khalil Roundtree Jr.
Oh yeah.
We were hoping he was gonna pull it off against
No.
Martian Prachnio.
No.
Martian Prachnio, he actually gets the the honorable mention in our underdog of the week. Underdog of the week.
Get a nice graphic going or something.
Maybe sometime. But yeah, I actually recorded it earlier. I'll just like cut it in there into this little space that we're talking right now. Martian first came to the UFC from an Asian MMA promotion known as One Championship. You might have heard of that one. Came in riding strong on reputation, boasting a 13-2 record, which consisted of 11 finishes, 1 by submission and the other 10 by KO TKO. He would unfortunately go on to be welcomed in devastating fashion in his next 3 bouts with the UFC by the likes of respective prospects Smilin' Sam Alvey, Magomed Ankalaev, and Mike Rodriguez, all by way of KO/TKO in the first round, all of them. Flaring a very mobile and kinetic karate style, Marcin Prachnio darts in and out of danger with powerful technique, most of the time going in to kill or be killed. If you're the type of fan who gets excited by this kind of fighter description, make sure to keep an eye out for Marcin Prachnio on his next outing. Congratulations on your honorable mention, Mr. Prachnio. Yeah, but what you think, man? I thought Khalil was gonna just knock this guy out, but I guess he played it safe, right? He was on his losing streak, and I mean, I'm not saying he was playing it safe. I did say that, but you know,
Yeah.
he did good. He had the volume, right?
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
both
what it
guys were
was.
throwing the kill.
Yeah, I mean, they were both throwing with intention, right? And like you could hear it every time they contacted leg to leg or glove to glove or something like that. You could hear the smack. But
Yeah,
I mean, it
right.
just came down to activity, right?
Because like Khalil, he did hurt Martian like what once or twice in the second round,
Yeah, yeah.
and it looked like things were going in his way, but I don't know. Maybe a lack of killer instinct there. Maybe he thought, okay, I'll stay patient and get him in a worse position than this. But it was pretty much like after that, it was the third round, and he got tired. Martian was like, I mean, he seemed fresher than Khalil for sure. I don't know. I'm sad. I'm sad for Khalil.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna get it done. Like I was so excited at the end of that second round, and then Martian just like yeah, he just kept punching the clock, right? Punching up the numbers. I think he just yeah took the
Yeah.
decision away.
That's ultimately what it was. I mean, Khalil, he's so powerful. He should. Well, I mean, I'm not an expert of any kind, but it seems like if he just tried to make contact, he could do more damage as opposed to trying to get that massive knockout blow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah.
easier to say than do, obviously. But there's a lot of like really strong power hitters that could use kind of like a re-strategy kind of thing. Like I
Mm-hmm.
actually saw this one post from GSP that's saying that Conor needs to reinvent himself because by now, when you get to the highest level, you have to start getting ahead of the competition as opposed to just getting there with what you've done best by then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
That's
like a
interesting. I like that.
champion has to continue to evolve and grow as opposed to just relying on what made them great, and that's how you make it past, the get into the greatest of all time conversation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there was GSP was saying that Conor needs to reinvent himself. He needs
Yeah.
to add some new things. He needs to change things up and basically not rely on that left hand. That I'm paraphrasing, of course, but
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, no, I get you.
yeah, the
And
general idea is that he needs to change a few things.
yeah, he's not wrong. Yeah, I definitely have some things to say when we get to the
Yeah,
main event there. But
yeah,
yeah, I hear you.
that's generally how I feel about Khalil. He's got so much so much power, right? So much like athleticism
Hmm.
that he just kind of needs to blend some intelligence in there. He's got to pace himself over 15 minutes if he's ever going to be able to go 25, right?
Yeah, get the conditioning up and maybe a little more aggression. I mean, it's not to
Yeah,
say he's not aggressive, but when he had Khalil, when he had Martian hurt, I mean, could have pressed forward a little more. I think.
yeah, and like with like conditioning and trying to be more accurate as opposed to powerful, things like that. You can find a balance between things, and he can really be an effective fighter at 205.
Yeah, just needs to tune it. The Roundtree is one of those fighters that you see that post I put where someone put up 60 G's on like 5 different betting things. Yeah, I'm
Oh
still trying
yeah,
to learn the lingo, a parlay or something.
yeah,
Yeah, he 4 of those bets lost and 1 won, man. So I don't know how that guy's doing
yeah.
right now.
I don't know how he's feeling. 60 G's. That's a lot of money.
I just hope he's alive.
Yeah, yeah. I really hope that's not. I hope that's like some like multi-millionaire who's just like, yeah, I'll bet some money on these fights, and not some guy who's like third mortgage trying to save his marriage type thing.
Oh man, yeah. He's like, I got the odds. I can't be
Yeah,
wrong. I
yeah.
can't be
It's about
wrong.
6 to 1, 3 to.
Oh god, that sucks.
Yeah,
But yeah, after that one, we had Juliana Pena and Sarah McMahon. Juliana Pena. I
yeah,
mean, not the most dominant performance, but she gutted it out, pulled out a W.
yeah. I mean, Sarah McMahon did what she did, right? She's got decent stand up, right? She's got a jab, she's got the 1-2, but the wrestling is where she does her work. But Pena's just so active all around, right?
Yeah, she was really good off her back, like lots
Yeah,
of elbows, kept active, threatening with subs. I mean, McMahon though, she looked really good for her age, man. She's 40 now, but still powerful, still
yeah,
improving.
yeah. She definitely looked good. I mean, I think if it didn't end up in a submission for Pena, she probably would have got the decision.
Yeah, yeah, she imposed her will in like round 1, round 2. She had a lot of top control,
Yeah, Pena came
even though
back
Pena was kind
even
of
in
like
stand up.
doing more.
Pena came back in the third, right?
hmm She Pena like the entire time she was busier.
Yeah,
Even though McMahon had dominant positions, so probably a little hard to know what the judges are thinking of that. But
yeah. It's still like a minute or two left that we didn't see if it had gone a different way.
yeah, good thing she ended it when she did.
Yeah, yeah. I would have given, based on what we saw, probably the McMahon decision. But I mean, all that is like a moot point because Pena ended up getting the sub.
Yeah, she did have that beautiful throw, right? She got on top of
Yeah,
her
yeah. That
and
was a very nice
back
throw.
control, sunk in the hooks, got that body triangle, secure the rear naked choke. It's really good. I'll do respect to both women. It was very like they're both smart, right? They're
Yeah,
both smart fighters.
I was watching it just a little while ago, actually, before we did this, and DC made a good point of Sarah McMahon doesn't like to be uncomfortable in fights, and
Oh
that's
yeah, I
what
remember
Juliana
that.
Pena was doing, right? Anytime
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sarah McMahon had a dominant position of some kind, she would start throwing out submissions or elbows or different things like that, knees. It just
hmm
put McMahon in a difficult position, right? Regardless of where they were.
Yeah, yeah. And I was thinking, or I was saying in the last episode, like she has the tendency to get finished. I don't know if it's a mental block for her. Like if we're going like way back, or if we're looking into the psychology, why did she get silver at the Olympics? Why is she having this mental block of getting finished?
Oh man.
No offense, but there's something to look at there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just looking at it, every loss she has, aside from Misha Tate, was
Mhm.
a submission. I mean,
Yeah.
Ronda knees, right? But
Chael admitted to a mental block. Like he would get submitted in a triangle all the damn time. Somehow he'd be dominating the fight like he did with Silva,
yeah,
right? For 5 rounds,
yeah,
almost won.
so
25
close.
minutes.
How history would have gone.
Yeah. An alternate universe where Chael wins. Oh my gosh. And then he goes on to fight Jones. And then he survives. And they TKO Jones because of the broken toe.
Oh
And then
man.
becomes double champ. What
Oh,
the
what the hell? And then he
Could
fought
you
Weidman
imagine?
back at 185.
Oh man,
He'd,
that's crazy.
yeah,
Those two never fought.
what would he? How would that one go? I think Weidman could beat Chael.
No, he would probably knock him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chael, he does turtle up sometimes. Once he's really hurt, he just turtles up. Like, all right, fight's over.
Yeah, that would have been an interesting timeline.
That's hilarious. But yeah, what do you think's next for Pena?
I think the Nunes call out is a bit early.
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
bit early.
she's staggered wins with her
Reach for the
loss.
stars.
Yeah, yeah, one of those situations. GDR
Yeah.
and Shevchenko are her two recent losses. Nico Montano and Sarah McMahon aren't exactly, eliminators.
No, not at all.
So I think,
Yeah, Randomy's like on the bounce back. She wants probably another shot soon.
yeah, yeah. I mean, as far as like 135 goes for Pena, she's in a good spot for sure. But I mean, maybe get a top 5 somewhere.
Yeah, I was looking and I like the matchup with like Raquel Pennington. I think they're like kind of similar in skill level all around.
Oh yeah, yeah. When's the last time Pennington had a fight?
Mm, I would have to double check.
You know what? I'm gonna do exactly that.
Yeah. There's also Irene Aldana. She lost to Holly Holm in October last year. I haven't ever watched her, but I always hear that she throws hands, so that obviously would be an
Yeah,
exciting one.
yeah. Why not?
And then they got I think Aspen Ladd. She's like rank 3 or something. Right? They shot her up there like she's gonna be the next John Jones.
Yeah.
She was saying like I'm gonna break his record of the youngest UFC champion. Like it's 4 years later, and we're like, okay, so the expiry date has gone over.
Yeah. Long gone.
And who it was thinking it was randomly that put a stop to that, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
like
GDR has put a stop. I'm looking over Raquel Pennington, and I mean, like her record is pretty solid. I mean, her only losses are champions.
Mhm.
She's got Holly Holm a loss, GDR, Nunes, Holm again, Andrade,
That's for
Pennington.
Pennington. Yeah, Pennington's pretty serious. So that could be a good eliminator right there.
Yeah, yeah, that definitely could.
Or maybe rematch with Randomy. I know that she lost to Randomy.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Randomy is listed as the number 1 contender.
Mhm.
And she actually just beat. Yeah, she just beat. Her last fight was Pena.
Yeah. So maybe not. Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, if
Randomy probably
Irene
wants another shot.
Aldana likes to throw hands, I don't
Then
think.
throw hands with the Venezuelan vixen. Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of options considering GDR has beat most of the other people in the top 5-10.
Yeah, she's pretty beast. I'd
Yeah,
like to see her rematch with Nunes if Nunes doesn't retire.
yeah. I mean, Nunes has already proven every point that needs to be proven. At this point, she's just, staying active for whatever reason. I mean, it obviously adds to her legacy.
Just to dominate.
Yeah,
Just to dominate.
I can. Because I can, I will.
All right, but moving on from that fight, here's another one, man. Brad Tavares. Now, not another it's not like a championship performance. Like he didn't knock him out or anything, but it's another Hawaiian I should have picked, and I did not, and I was wrong. Yeah, Tavares, Antonio Carlos Jr. We thought this guy would get subbed, but his takedown defense was on point, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Making sure they don't get taken down.
Yeah, I mean he's always been a stand-up fighter, right? It's always decisions or KOs for him.
He's a big dude, Joe.
He is a
big
dude.
Shoulders, back muscles.
I don't remember him being that big,
of a man.
But I mean, then again, he's not a prospect anymore, right? He's 33.
Yeah.
By this time, he's like a UFC veteran. You think of the middleweight division, you think Brad Tavares. Not immediately, obviously. There's, but yeah, he's like a staple of the middleweight division.
Yeah,
Every time I see
maybe
his
like
name,
a
it's incentive to watch the card.
kind of a Ricardo Lamas position right there for him.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he's looking to climb the ladder, what do you think he should go at? Top 6 or top 5? Obviously, out of the question.
Yeah. I mean, that's reaching. I mean, as of right now, I
How
mean,
about Kelvin?
he's
Kelvin's on a
he's
few
coming off
losing
two
streak.
losses. One of them is the champ right now, but
Yeah.
I would honestly think if he's wanting to get to the title, if he's trying to make a title run, he should try and rematch Edmund Shabazian.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, because
He seems to be the only one that would probably oblige that too.
yeah, because if you retake one of your most recent losses, then the only other loss you have recently is even before more recently is both of the former champions, Israel and Whitaker.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah,
And
so
everyone else is busy. I mean,
yeah.
Brunson is going to fight Kevin Holland. Weidman is going to fight Hall for the second time. Oh yeah, did you hear about that bout? Weidman and Hall are finally rematching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. They're both very peppered, very seasoned.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give that one to Hall. Of the two of them, Hall has looked better recently.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Hall always has that kind of.
Yeah, that snap.
Yeah, he's kind of like a defense turret, Just don't go at him.
Yeah, if you're gonna go towards him, do it with the right approach.
Yeah, or else the last thing you might hear.
Yeah,
But yeah, we'll have to see with Brad Tavares. But always good to see him perform. And it's too bad for Antonio. He was just outclassed. Couldn't take him down. Had
yeah,
one, but Brad Tavares was back up. So
yeah.
just have to work on that setup. A lot of shots from afar, and needs to work on some striking and setting up the takedown.
Yeah, he had a few good moments on the feet, but it wasn't like the cleanest or most effective striking. It was more just closing the distance with a few new tricks.
Yeah.
Which I mean, he closed a different distance, but a lot of the times he was like way out of position to be going for the takedowns, and he still went for them.
I mean, I'm no pro by any means, but I mean, as a fan, looked a little sloppy, a little bit.
Yeah,
kind of desperate.
Yeah, I mean, the experience of Tavares just shined through. Ended up winning in the fight for sure.
Yeah. Good move for him.
Yeah.
Just dip a toe outside the rankings. Let's just pick out one of these huge guys. But what about that other catchweight? The headliner of the prelims, Arman Saryukan. I always butcher that letter. Armin. Just going to call him Armin.
Yeah, we decided that last time, didn't we?
And Matt the Bulldozer Favola. Oh, wait, no. The Steamroller Favola.
Oh, yeah.
That guy was supposed to fight Ottman.
Yeah, that was a weird situation.
Yeah, so if anyone has not even known yet, I'm sure you do, but this dude came in way overweight, got suspended, and then apparently broke some COVID violation, right? They cut his wristband and gave it to someone who apparently scaled 3 balconies to deliver a bag into his hotel room. It was all caught on camera.
Yeah, something like that.
And everyone's speculating what was so important that was in the bag that he had to scale 3 balconies to deliver this thing.
That is a weird situation, and Dana's obviously like, I don't know. We're all wondering.
Yeah, I don't think they ever disclosed what was in the bag.
Maybe it was just like alcohol, and he's like, you know what? We're already in the building. Maybe we can just chill out somewhere. Watch the fights live.
Man, what a prospect! Just absolutely demolished his UFC career. He bulldozed his own UFC career. What was wrong with you, Amin? We were excited for you.
The only way he's gonna make his way back is to literally fight 3-4 times a year for a few years and have every one of them be a devastating knockout, and then convince Dana to say, okay, he was a young idiot. We're gonna give him a second chance, and then.
on some Greg Hardy shit.
Yeah, I mean, but the odds of that happening.
He's not Greg Hardy.
Yeah, he's not gonna. I really don't think he's in that situation, or he's gonna pull out a 10-fight win streak in a couple of years.
Probably not. Probably sucks. I mean, definitely sucks.
Yeah, I mean that definitely sucks. I mean, 13-0, mostly knockouts, right?
hmm Yeah. Well, Matt Frivola, unfortunately, was preparing for that kind of guy, and looks like Armin took advantage of it in their fight, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Like last time we talked, I was saying it seemed like Matt Frivola looked like he belonged in the UFC 5-6 years ago, right?
he had that first round.
Yeah,
That guy just goes for it.
he was just going for every kind of hit he could throw. Maybe not land, but throw.
I think he had Armin hurt at one point, I remember.
Yeah.
That guy's 100 all the time. And then, yeah, it kind of blew his wad again.
Yeah, I mean
Second and third round were basically this, the same story. So the Armin, he had that good jab and that toss 3 minutes in the third round when he got the back and side control and started threatening the submissions. He's just too much. He's too much for Matt. Matt was preparing for someone else.
Yeah, he definitely was. You could see it in the fight. He just was not prepared for like an extreme grappling match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he went in to bang. Obviously, he was swinging wide. He was swinging with power.
Didn't work out for him.
No, unfortunately.
But yeah, man, there you go. The prelims. Armand, Brad Tavares, all those guys. Congratulations to your wins, Julian and Pena.
Definitely.
Martian Pacquiao. Moving on to the main card to open. Another shocker. A lot of people were riding high on Amanda, and I found out it's Hebus.
Yeah, I did also find out.
Why did we not know? This is the Hespect MMA
Yeah,
podcast.
that's exactly. Seems
Shame on me.
There's an oversight. That's what we're gonna call it.
Hebus, man. Oh gosh, I'll do Hespect. Miss Hebus. But man, shocking finish by Rodriguez, eh?
Yeah. Yeah,
definitely. She did good. She survived the grappling exchanges. Hebus, she was planning to sub her. So submission specialist apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of her. That was my first time. But Rodriguez, what a shocker. She's got great striking.
Yeah. Physically.
You remember that weird moment with Herb Dean?
Which moment?
She kind of like closed in, like he was going to stop it.
Oh, yeah.
And then didn't stop it. And then
Definitely
she
an
like
awkward
celebrating. Yeah, do you think maybe I should have just been stopped then and there? Did she take unnecessary damage after?
I don't know. Herb is one of the few refs that'll stick to his decision, even if it gets awkward like that. Remember when I think Bisping threw the knee? No, Silva threw the knee before the bell, but it landed after the bell, and he was already like mid getting in the middle of it, saying the round ended. And even though Silva was jumping around like he won, and it took more than a minute for the break to get everyone out of the octagon, they continued it after like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Herb Dean's not one to just, change his mind mid decision like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not surprised it went the way it did, and Amanda had to actually finish it.
Yeah, or Marina finished Amanda.
Oh yeah, sorry, Marina.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Just I can't. Kind of feel horrible to say it was just a few more punches, but
yeah,
the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't some Mario Yamazaki shit. So
yeah, let her. If they die, they die.
And then following that, let's talk about Mahmed Muradov.
Muradov.
Yeah,
I think that's what Anik was saying, and everyone.
Yeah, man. Middleweight prospect.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's got a lot to offer. There's not someone who moves like him and bounces on the front of their feet like that. I mean, Israel does, but that's how many fights away. We don't need to worry about that yet.
Hmm. Man, that calf kick, it's becoming so popular.
It is
You know,
definitely. I
and
mean, you can shut down those boxers like that.
yeah, he was just attacking that calf and ankle of Sanchez's lead leg.
Yeah,
He had great distance control too. Like his reads and his reflexes during the exchange. Like it
yeah,
was so hard to hit him, even though he was right there.
yeah,
And Sanchez, credit to him, man. He had a good chin, but then didn't hold up. Almost held up.
yeah. I mean, even in his last fight, it was a lot of the same thing. They fought for 2.5 rounds, and it was a lot of the same. The movement, the distancing by Muradov, and
Yeah,
by the time it came to a close, he had just landed this really nice 3-hit combo that was like body shot, headshot, and then he came around the right side and just clocked him right in the jaw, clean, and it was just a really nice finish.
yeah. I gotta check his resume out, see some highlights. This guy seems really exciting, and yeah, man, he had he had Andrew doing the chicken dance, man. Kevin Lee chicken dance.
Yeah, the Kevin Lee. Yeah. Oh, that's
Oh man, during the third round, that huge leaning overhand, right? Just had him
right.
dancing before the flying knee and the punches, but ooh, all due respect. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see middleweight. It's another one that's filling up, man. Featherweight, middleweight. It's kind of like it's getting dangerous everywhere.
Yeah, they are. It
Dangerous.
is. I mean, he's not quite on the rank board, but I wouldn't be opposed. Three wins, no losses in the UFC so far.
Hmm.
Two of them knockouts, one of them a unanimous decision. That's a pretty good entry. I wouldn't be outside of him trying to call out one of the first few guys on the rank board, try to get his name up there.
Reach for the stars.
Exactly. Maybe Brad Tavares is available.
Aha! There you go.
They'd stand with each other.
There you go. I like that. I like that. Let's promote that one.
Yeah.
And then following that, you got the women's flyweight match. I know we didn't really go into this one. Jessica Eye, Joanne Calderwood. It's a good hard fight by both ladies. I didn't, JoJo. She's a lot bigger than I. Is JoJo just big or is I just small? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know
What was up with
what
that?
happened there, but I mean, even aside from that, the kicker for Calderwood, I think, was off point. I think we both picked her alphabetically, but
Well, I do hear about her like from time to time. She's got kind of like a loyal following of Scottish. I think she's
yeah,
Scottish.
her voice
Got the
is
Scottish
super
following.
high. I wasn't expecting such a high voice from such a
Yeah, that's
experienced
true.
fighter. No offense and everything, but it was unexpected.
She came at me and I kind of just kicked her in the face.
Yeah. But I mean, the kicks in the face were what sealed it for, or yeah, sealed up the fight for, because every time they came out of an exchange of some kind, it was always Calderwood getting the last hit, right?
Yeah, she's freaking bulldog, but I mean, she took a lot of damage. She walked forward the whole time, but yeah,
Yeah.
man, a lot of hits. They had beef apparently. I don't know what the beef was, but I
No.
guess that kind of like when they were in the clinch, it was a scrap, man.
Yeah. They just
They were just scrapping, hitting each other and stuff, knees,
wasn't even
uppercuts.
strategy. It was just trying to hurt each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, wasn't the most entertaining fight. No offense. Calderwood did draw blood at the end of the round
Yeah.
with that elbow,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah, she had an easy victory for her, and Jessica, I don't know. It was a good match. Entertaining, but not the most exciting.
Yeah.
All
Definitely.
due respect.
Definitely just another fight on the card.
Yeah, and in terms of ranking, I know they're ranked, but I mean, it's flyweight. I mean, who's that? Shevchenko.
Yeah,
right?
I mean that she sets a bar. She set the bar so high that it's difficult. Like you think Ronda set the bar high,
Yeah,
and then people caught up, and then Nunes set the bar high, and then
Nunes, goddamn.
McGregor's like, okay, I'm just gonna go set the bar over here then.
Yeah, so I mean, if anyone gets a shot, I mean, I'm gonna watch. But in terms of like, is this one where we don't know if Valentina's gonna lose? No, I don't think so. Valentina's probably gonna. She can beat all these girls right now.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
She needs that Nunes rematch, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think. I mean, Nunes has she's already has a fight scheduled, doesn't she?
I believe so with Megan Anderson. I think.
Oh, is
I
that
think so.
at featherweight?
Featherweight. Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe she'll retire after that one.
Yeah, she's been talking about it. Gonna be sad, but what can you do? She already dominated.
Yeah, I mean,
She dominated.
if she was to retire, I mean, I'm pretty sure GDR is the number one pick
Mm-hmm.
for who
And
would
you
get
got
the next title fight for a vacant title.
Kayla Harrison trying to make moves on the way over there, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah. But man, what about that goddamn co-main event?
man.
Michael Chandler.
Yeah, yeah. He
I've been following him for so long. Why did I pick against him? Lady Carmen was like, "What's wrong with you, boy? What's wrong with you? It's his moment."
yeah.
I picked against him. Oh man, what's your thoughts on that one? I mean, not much to think about, but
I knew he was powerful. Like I've been a fan of Michael Chandler for a while now, and I was not expecting him to come out that strong. As far as landing those clean shots that he did and getting the
yeah,
finish, I honestly thought Hoker would maintain the distance and the range and
me too,
be
me
one of
too.
those tall guys. And I thought Chandler could grind out a 5-round decision. I wasn't expecting a what 3-minute finish.
First round knockout. Yeah, less than 3 minutes, I think. Crazy, crazy. And Hooker, I think he was expecting a takedown when he went for that jab to the body and that left hand just clang.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. And Hooker, still no word. Have you heard anything?
No, I
Left
mean,
his
last thing I
gloves in
heard
the
was,
octagon.
Anik and everyone, DC Felder, I think it was, talking about how he left his gloves in the octagon. I haven't heard anything since that.
Interesting. Interesting. Mr. Hooker, please come back. It's not over. I know it's hard, but you're entertaining, sir. Didn't he have he had a war with Dustin? You can do it, man. Dustin's number one. You had 25 minutes with him. I think he's got it, man. You can do it, bro. Come back.
Yeah. I mean, he's he's not old by any means. He's 30 years old, right?
He's in
And
his prime. He can bounce back.
this is like he's faced adversity before, but this is the highest level, right? Michael Chandler is a multi-term, multi-title defense champion in Bellator, and he came over to the UFC and won his debut. That doesn't mean you can't hack it at this level. It means you got some things to work on, right?
It just means Michael just taught us everything. That
Yeah.
hey, I'm one of the best.
Yeah, and
Yeah, man.
this is the bar, right? That's what he's saying. This is where it is. This is where you got to get to.
Yeah. Freaking what a he's a bulldozer, bro.
Yeah, I mean, 5'8" at 155, where everyone's like 5'11", 6', 6'1".
Yeah, what do you think he weighs when he gets into the octagon, man?
Oh man,
Yeah, must be a bulky boy, man.
yeah, he's got to be at least welterweight, right?
Yeah, 170, 175 maybe.
Yeah, I mean he's got a lot of
Big
room,
boy.
being that much shorter than everyone else. He's got a lot
Yeah.
of leeway to really come in, as fresh as he can be.
Mhm. Big congratulations to him. Can't wait to see what's next. We're gonna definitely dive into that very very soon because they're part of the lightweight title picture.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, let's get into our main event. I'm gonna go and hit up my brother, my special guest, Rowin Bernardo. He's gonna join us. He knows Conor McGregor. I know people. Any hardcores listening? They're like, oh, he's a casual. Well, listen. It's not an insult. You know, some people just watch casually. Even Chael on his own YouTube channel said he is a casual. So you know what? Screw you guys. Some people are out here just enjoying shit. But yeah, we'll patch him in and yeah, see you guys in a minute. No, just recording.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that's all good.
I want to listen to the playback. No, I love these like kind of quirks. I remember you telling me Joe Rogan does it all the time.
Oh, yeah, you just go in. You just go in. You just talk. It's all good. You just transition in. Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Get some nice banter.
Yeah. But yeah, here we are then. Hi, everybody.
Hold on.
Oh.
I'm switching to the AirPods. See if that's better.
This guy got the AirPods, man.
Yeah.
I got beats.
Let me try my John Anik in intro. Tonight, Dustin Poirier meets Conor McGregor in the octagon for 5 full rounds. Here on ESPN Plus, brought to you by Toyo Tires, the official tire of the UFC.
That's pretty good, man. Should do
Sponsored by P3, the ultimate protein snack.
Okay, so I'm on AirPods now. Is that better?
A little bit. I mean, we could work with it. I mean, we can understand you.
Okay, so this is my AirPods. I'm gonna take it off AirPods.
All right.
How about now?
I think that's better.
It's pretty much the same.
That's better.
This is better. Okay. I'm also gonna go in the walk-in closet just in case. Okay, here we go.
All right, we're good to go.
Yeah.
All right. So here we are, the main event of the evening: Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. Throbby Lawler. He's got Throbby Lawler his name here. Got any comments on this? Oh my goodness, Conor McGregor.
Oh man, what comments don't you have?
I don't know, man. What the heck happened?
Everything from rambling about what could have, would have, or should have happened to just like speechlessness. I was not expecting it to go as well as it did for Dustin in the first 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm. Shit, we went so far. I'm unpausing and it's so far, people. No, I was gonna say Kuya because the guy I introduced earlier, my brother, Rowin Bernardo. Okay, we're Filipino people, and I say Kuya, as in big brother in our language. It's a respect thing. I feel very, very weird calling him Rowin. I feel very, very weird saying his name. All right, so you guys just need to understand that. So if you hear me calling Kuya, that's my big brother.
That's like me and my brother, except it's not so much. Well, I mean, it is a respect thing, but I mean, I've never called him his real name ever at any point in our lives.
Look, just listening to
you, David, always called him Bud.
Even saying it.
Yeah, it was always Bud. I don't even know why or how or whatever the reason was, but that's what it always was. And every time I say Brendan, it just feels like I'm using his government name.
That's hilarious.
All right, so Kuya.
I mean, nowadays it's beep up.
I'm not sure if you've seen it, but Conor McGregor, he had a good first round against this Dustin Poirier guy, and I say that with all due respect because my brother doesn't really know Dustin, but Dustin's he's a savage, number 1 lightweight in the world right now. He finished Conor in the second round, and Conor's never been finished before. But yeah, what was your reaction when you heard that? Like, what is like? How do you know Conor as a fighter or as a personality.
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me on your podcast. I'm excited that you're doing this.
No problem.
With a day one slash running mate slash I don't know. I feel like you guys could make like multiple buddy cop movies. I'm happy. I'm happy you shoot the shit with Damon because I know how far back you guys go. So
Yeah, man. All love.
yeah. To answer your question, obviously I know him casually from that perspective. Like I know that he had a very rough upbringing, not in a sense of like he was dead broke. And correct me if I'm wrong. These are things I've heard.
No, he was a
Dead
plumber.
broke. Like it was a really big struggle trying to work his way up, especially if you had no money.
Mhm.
The beautiful thing is like when he shot up the ranks, he's been with the same person since day one. You know what I mean? So he's still with his wife, obviously now with the mother of his children. In regards to the match itself, I mean, I was shocked. I was shocked. People were shocked, to be honest with you. I mean, like when you have the fight with Mayweather, I mean, you've made it. Like
Mhm.
it's so hard to really care about really putting everything that you can into a fight. I know that he got a big paycheck from that fight, and then I know that he's the reason why the fight even existed because of his name, his brand, his promotion skills. I know that he was paid more than the winner, just because of all the eyes that he brings in.
Mhm.
So to be honest, like if he does his moderate training or enough, then he should be able to still put up some fights. But I'm not sure personally if he'll ever get to the hungry Conor before he got money. So in a sense, he still won, to be honest with you. Which kudos to him because he put in that work prior, leading up to where he is today.
Yeah, he definitely looks much different than he did before when he was coming up. I don't know if I mentioned to you before, Kuya, but this is their rematch, their second rematch. Conor fought him. They fought before once, and Conor starched Dustin. in the
Yeah,
first
this is
round.
when like you get the prime Conor. Like
Mhm.
this is when it still got to worry about when the next check is coming in, right?
Mhm.
So, I mean, what's this guy's name again? Poirier?
Yeah, Dustin Poirier.
I mean, is it fair to say that he's where Conor is now?
I'd
Or
say
he where-
so
where
in
he
terms
was?
of skill.
In terms of like, okay, this is the hungriest I'll ever be, because I still need to make it big yet. Like
Yeah.
he's still banging like the prize
I
winning.
would think so because
Okay.
he's just at that point in his career where he's. I mean, obviously, it's only 3 days after the fight, right? And we still got a lot of time before anyone actually, in that title conversation signs a fight. But I mean, he's already kind of leaning towards a rematch with Conor for the title, even though Conor has back-to-back losses at lightweight. I mean, he beat someone else at 170, but with all due respect to Cowboy, he hasn't been highly ranked in a while.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboy is Poirier.
No, Cowboy is Donald Cerrone. He's another fighter. But Conor's record is right now it's a loss to Dustin Poirier and then a win against Donald Cerrone. But that's at another weight class.
Is that the guy he gave mad shoulders?
Yeah.
Gave him some shoulder love.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
and then
Cowboy,
before
he's
that,
a legend. He's a pioneer.
it was a 155 loss to Khabib.
Khabib.
So technically, at lightweight, he's back-to-back losses, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And right now, Dustin he's at that point in his career where he beat Conor McGregor, right? So he's got tons of pay-per-view pull now before this fight. He's definitely reaching that level, and he's the number one lightweight in the world in the UFC's deepest division. As far as his career's gone, he definitely has the most pull he's ever had. And I feel like this might be the point where, like you were talking about, was that the hungriest he's ever going to be? I think the only next step is whether we see him give Oliveira his shot or go for a money fight, because it's always one way or the other, right?
So, as a casual fan, I want to ask you guys, like, how is his promotion skills versus Conor? Is it like up there? Is it still a work in progress? And there's a follow-up question. That's why that I have.
He's kind of a timid guy, to be honest. He's timid in the whole lead up to Conor. He's just a good dude from the South, doing his thing, supporting his family.
Yeah,
I think I heard a quote that he said he didn't even like fighting anymore. He's just doing it because he knows he's good at it.
Yeah, and another thing on your question is he's just a great person. Like early on in his career, when he started making success at lightweight, because he had moved up from 145 a while ago. And he started this charity, the Good Fight Foundation, and every fight he's, what little promotion he does, it's usually about his charity work. Then they do a lot of like building playgrounds for children, and providing like different services like sports teams and things like that. Yeah, he does a lot of work like that to give kids the opportunity to do things they may not be able to. Yeah, and like one of the big things, Conor McGregor, he obviously knows how to play the game. He actually donated $500,000 to Dustin Poirier's charity before the fight.
Yeah, I remember that's amazing to hear. Like I remember Keith telling me that. It's like that's just all promotion then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is which is totally fine. You want to bring eyes and pay-per-view guys. So I think Conor sees a lot of him. Maybe he might have seen a lot of himself in Poirier, and he's like, you know what, I was once where you were, and so let's get a good fight going. Like, obviously my name is on this card, so you'll probably get your biggest check to the date. And on top of this, because I know you're a good guy, I'll donate to your charity. So all in all, everybody wins, I guess. In that
yeah,
I guess from. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say too, like, and let me know what your guys' thoughts on this. Like, as a casual fan, like, I obviously don't know who the fuck that guy is, but obviously with the purists and the diehard fans, you guys know, stories like his, and you guys are willing to listen and dig deep, and oh wow, like if you uncover the layers, this guy's like a fucking golden boy. You know what I mean? So. I relate it to WWE in this sense, and let me know what you guys think about this. So, in real life, I've heard like stories about Conor, like he's like one of the nicest guys in the world. True?
Oh yeah, when the camera's not on, and he's been kind of like showing that in his last two fights, that he's kind of like he's grown up now. He's not brash and telling everybody fuck you and who the fuck is that guy.
He doesn't need to do that anymore. Basically, I mean, he's at that point where people will listen to what he says, and it's better for his image and like his promotion and everything to have that mature look. That way, he doesn't end up sounding like Colby.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair. Yeah. No. That's cool because I think it's still important that he has those promotion skills. So say like people who know the truth, they know he's a good guy outside of the ring, or the octagon, but inside you need almost like that Goliath guy to go to. I equate it to WWE, where Steve Austin would say like, you can be as popular as you can be as a face or whatever, but you need a dancing partner, right? So. Say this guy is like David Poirier, you need someone like Conor for those type of matches, because otherwise, if you get two humble guys and two Davids, it's going to be like, I mean, they're not really like talking shit to each other. It's kind of whack. And I'm speaking from a casual fan's perspective.
Yeah, as a hardcore fan, I have to say, man. Sorry to interrupt you here, but if I have to say, as a hardcore fan. I hear what you're saying, and we gotta not leave Charles Oliveira alone. Charles Oliveira, please.
Yeah.
He deserves a shot with Poirier. They deserve a title fight together. Come on, people.
Oh, is this the guy you're telling me that's like 8-0
Yeah.
right now?
Well, right now, like
Okay.
his on a win streak. He's not undefeated, but
Yeah.
he's killing everybody right now.
Yeah, he's up there top 5, I think, for the most wins in UFC history. And he's got the most submissions in UFC history. I think he's tied with Damian Maia. And Damian
so
Maia
he's
is like
Brazilian,
a 15-year veteran with the UFC.
So if I try to put myself in your guys' shoes, probably as purists, like it's probably frustrating that he doesn't get his big break or just his big opportunity.
Yeah.
As a casual fan, though, because I don't know who the hell he is, you know, you would need someone like Conor to start promoting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once say that guy kicks his ass or beats him, whatever, in a like decision, then he gets his fan
Get
base
that
and all
rub.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what you're saying, Rowan, is in this fight, Poirier McGregor too, because while Dustin definitely had a following and he definitely had a long career with the UFC before he reached this height, this is the peak of his stardom right now. Because
Breakout party.
Yeah, because the red panty night, right? He Conor McGregor.
Number 2.
Yeah, basically.
And he can get a number 3. They're 1-1 now.
Yeah, and going into this fight, the reason why it's not a title fight, but it's headlining the first pay-per-view of the new year is because it's the deepest division, and Dustin Poirier is legitimately the number 1 contender on one side, and the other half of it is all of Conor McGregor's pay-per-view draw power. Yeah, and like beyond that, Charles Oliveira, he's put in work, and he's just so quiet though. He's so humble. He's so polite and respectful. He's just kind of
destroyed our one of our favorite fighters, Tony Ferguson, in his last match, and then he just took his money, went home to Brazil, and gave some people some food rations and smiled in photos.
Yeah, I mean, he's
made no noise.
He's the guy who deserves the title, but because he's not promotable, or there's no Goliath to the story, right? With him and Dustin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I want to ask you guys regarding that, like, are you, as purists, are you guys frustrated at those kinds of things, or are you like that means more to you because like what, if you know,
yeah,
or are you guys like, man, I just wish this guy really got his break, man, we should get more eyes onto this sport? Which side of the fence are you guys on?
I just want to see the best against the best, man.
Yeah,
and I think the performances will speak for themselves. Unfortunately, there is that part of the Western culture where you need to cut the promos, they need the clips of you. You got to speak English now. These Brazilians got to learn English to cut a promo and get eyes on them. And Charles Oliveira, who's an absolute killer, speaks no lick of English and is a very friendly person. So
yeah,
he's not gonna get a title shot, and I hate it. I hope Dustin, I hope Dana, they can talk to each other and kind of be like, all right, this is the way to do it. This is the best of the best. But if money goes, then he's probably just gonna do a third match with Conor, and they might slap a belt on that, and that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm a little more on the frustrated side because like Keith said, I mean, the body of work should speak for itself, right? And I mean, I didn't agree or not agree. I didn't disagree with Dustin and Conor having as high profile a fight as they did, and then the guy winning, getting a title shot. That makes sense. I mean, if Conor comes back and beats the absolute number 1 contender in the division right now, plus his pay-per-view draw power, that makes sense to have him fight for the title, whoever else it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, him being back-to-back losses at lightweight, getting finished in the second round, after not really implementing much of his game except for having Dustin stumbling a little bit once. Yeah, I mean, I'd be really upset personally if it ended up being Dustin Conor rematch for the title.
So stupid.
I'd be really upset if that happened.
And would that excite you, Kuya?
I mean, hey, I'm like you guys. As long as we get a good fight. It's almost like the Super Bowl for me, right? I don't really follow football, but like, if you know it's going to be a big event and enough people are talking about it, hey, I just want to see a good game. I just want to see a good match. Like I empathize with you guys in that sense when it's like when like there's really potential good matches there. It could be classic. There could like matches that shouldn't involve any money, and you just do it for sport and for pride and for bragging rights, whatever. I think and this is what I hope Dana White and the rest of the UFC team, marketing and all that stuff, depending on how long they want to keep this sport going for. As long as they're patient, I think it'll get there. But Keith, I don't know if you remember our conversation. It's the thing that WWE has done for decades was just constant promotion, just constant promotion. And so what happened was, it starts with like people before Hulk Hogan, and then Hulk Hogan, and then Ric Flair, and the Rocks, and the Stone Colds, and whoever it is now. And so when you just keep doing that over years and years, that's what you end up having in terms of the purists, the diehard fans. The product is shit now. I don't know if you guys ever heard about any matches or any stars that are in the WWE now, but it's like it's super scripted, it's really polished, and you lose that rawness. But because they spent decades of promotion and gaining all those hardcore fans, they just tune into Monday Night Raw just because they've been doing it for how many years? Every Monday, right? So I equate that to MMA now. Is like if they're able to find that answer in terms of finding the balance of promotion and the skill of the people, then you see oh wait, like you have enough like purist fans and this huge fan base. So like, okay, X has to face Y now, right? Because they're on a collision course. When you get that kind of feedback from the like multiple fans around the world, that's when it's like they're just so knowledgeable about the sport. They know who's like up and coming. They know someone's backstory and all that stuff, and then it just becomes automatic. And you're not scrapping for parts in terms of trying to find out, okay, who's next, this and that. Who's this guy? I personally didn't know who Poirier was before, but I knew Conor. You guys got not you guys, but like MMA has to figure out like how can we get like 75% Conor fighters in terms of promotion skills mixed with their skill, mixed with their talent. Then you can get that product to new levels, if that makes sense. Sorry, I said a lot there, but you guys get what I mean in terms of that promotion side? Right. I think you guys have the purest fans, including you guys self, which is good. That's a good foundation. But you just got to multiply it by millions. And then by that time, like the WWE now is just so predictable, but that's because they've like followed it for years. They know that there's not going to be a change in Raw, but they're promoting for WrestleMania. You know what I mean? They know all those things, and they know that there's going to be a disqualification on SmackDown, and that's going to lead up to the big pay-per-view. It's just they can see the next like 4 like weeks that are going to happen on the storyline. And then I think MMA, not to that extent in terms of scripted stuff, but promotion and like saying like doing the build-ups, doing the promotions, and whatnot. I think once it gets there, it might blow out Raw out of the water, to be honest with you, because it's real life like physicality.
Yeah, well, they take a lot from pro wrestling's kind of like model, but it's hard because
as they should. Like Conor would do amazing on Raw. Like you saw Ronda, right? Ronda Rousey when she was there for a year. Like she did really well.
But it's just hard in terms of like copying that completely because you're never gonna have certain continuity. You know, Conor McGregor, TKO one day gets knocked out the other day, right? And champions rise, and someone comes out of nowhere, takes him out, and where does the aura go then? But for me, as a purist, it's very exciting. I know I do get frustrated with money fights, and they do happen, and I guess it's necessary for the income. But I think it's good enough. The landscape changes fast enough that we still get the fights that we want eventually. You know, some dream matches slip away, but yeah.
Eve, Tony,
Yeah, no.
What's that? Oh yeah,
the dream match, the dream match. Khabib and Tony never happened. You know how we were saying Oliveira was on an 8-fight streak?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony was on a 12-fight streak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he just kept.
Isn't there like a pay-per-view every month? Or how often
Yeah,
are
they try to do a pay-per-view every month.
Every month or so.
Like it averages out to like maybe a pay-per-view and a card or two every month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough.
But let's talk about Dustin's chin though. His 155 chin compared to his 145 chin. Conor sparked him that first time, and he's been taking shots from Gagey and all that.
Yeah, Gagey, Hoker, Alvarez.
Yeah, if I can quickly say though, because I've been listening to a lot of MMA pods and no one's really addressing this, but Conor, I think he was. I'm not saying he's looking past Dustin, but he was looking forward to Manny. That's why he fought the way he did. He was trying to box Poirier, and Poirier came to fight MMA, and his camp knew that McGregor was focusing on boxing, and they wanted to box Manny, who's a southpaw. That's why they chose to face Dustin again, because they thought they could produce the same results. And Justin just kicked the shit out of his leg, and he was like, no.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree 100%. Dustin took the fight more seriously overall. I mean, it seemed like Conor was 100% just relying on his left hand in the early first round or two. He had no variance. He didn't show the versatility and everything, even though the Cowboy fight was shorter, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't show the type of versatility he did there. I mean,
his stance has been changing from like karate taekwondo guy to a boxer, and I feel like it's been detrimental, and I don't think people realize. This is why Manny Pacquiao, I don't know if you guys realize, but he booked a fight with Ryan Garcia after Conor lost. I think if Conor had won, they were probably in talks to do something. That's why Conor fought like that. He's trying to fight Manny Pacquiao, and it was Dustin Poirier.
If I can give you guys, I guess, translate it into to something that I'm a purist for, which is basketball. The LA Clippers really assembled their team to beat the Lakers because they wanted to be like the Los Angeles's new team and whatnot. And last year in the playoffs, they said, "Hey, we're both in the playoffs. Be ready. Our team is assembled to beat you." And they were on pace to meet each other in the Western Conference Finals. The Clippers were against the Nuggets. They were up 3-1 in the series, and they're like, "Hey, Lakers, you guys better be ready because we got you guys next." And what happened was they ended up blowing the lead, the 3-1 lead, and the Nuggets beat them the next 3 games. And so the reason why I bring that up is like when you're looking for, and Keith, you and I talked about this, but when you're looking ahead, even though you got an opponent right in front of you, your opponent's looking right at you while you're looking ahead. Therefore, get your fucking face punched in. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, I mean, do we honestly see Conor fucking like having a chance against?
No,
Manny?
he would have got his
more
ass
aggressive
smashed.
than
It was a stupid idea, anyways.
You know what I mean? Like, it's obviously going to do it for the paycheck, but I'm just saying, like, you're going to lose that fight anyway. So maybe do the training on boxing. This is your bread and butter. This is what got you to get those types of fights with Manny and
we need to bring back Dynamic Conor.
Yeah.
You want to get, what's that?
Dynamic Conor, man. Dynamic Conor's gone. Fell in love with his hands.
Yeah.
Nobody can take that left.
That's a big thing too. I mean, people fall in love with the feeling of hitting someone in the face with their hands really hard, and they forget other things because they just want to smash, right?
Separate you from your consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if I don't know how often he trained for that fight against Poirier. Anyway, it's just like he probably just did like some light training, and I also if it's a second fight after his fucking shoulder win, whatever. I don't even. What do you guys call? What'd you call that win? Like, I just called it like he just
Shouldered the fuck.
that's basically the gist of what happened.
Yeah, you got messed up, man. You got messed up.
Yeah, I mean, and like obviously that's probably his same mentality for the Poirier fight. He's like, okay, I just came back after 2-3 years off of MMA, and I beat this guy in like less than a minute. He got him in like the first round. So he probably had that same mentality going in and looking at Manny while Poirier's looking at him, and he was done for. It was almost like, hey, you're just coming by to get your ass kicked, right? Pick up your check on your way out.
Yeah, fight spoiled.
So the thing with Poirier, if he ever wants, actually a side note, what do you guys think of something like Paul Heyman to Brock Lesnar type promo? So you have somebody talking for you. I think Khabib would be a bigger star if he was able to do like the promo skills. But to my knowledge, Keith, I think you told me that he's just a silent killer.
He's one of those rarities who are 100% about the respect, about the humility, about the let the body of work speak for itself kind of guys. He's absolutely 100% about the performance and nothing else.
Yeah, and so I don't know if you guys would consider if they entertain that idea, like say they started getting promoters for these fighters that maybe aren't really good at English, but can show it on their in the octagon when the match starts. How do you guys feel?
I don't think you can do it because UFC is the promotion.
Yeah,
that's the block there. They're not unionized like in boxing.
Yeah, there's. The fighters are independent contractors, and UFC is the promotion. And if they fight, usually when they're just entering the UFC, they'll get like a 1-fight contract just to debut, right? And then if they win, that usually leads to another 1-fight or maybe a 3-fight contract. And then, as they continue their winning record, they'll get signed to, larger paying, more fights type thing.
Uh-huh. Wait, so are you guys for that idea, or like say the MMA decides to fund for it? Like, okay, well, we'll hire you a promoter to do your promotions, and all you got to do is stand there with your belt, just like.
I don't like that idea.
I'm not for it.
No, one of the things I like about MMA more than I've never been really into any sports. Where I liked playing them when I was younger, but I never really liked watching any kind of sports ever.
Yeah.
But the thing that drew me to MMA is that, it's not like a logo. It's not like a team name. There's not like a guy who owns the whole thing or anything. It's a person. It's a single person. It's their face. It's their name. It's their single performance, right? There's no outside interference of any kind. If this is what you're selling, you can either sell it so well that people buy it, or you can just perform so well that people are forced to watch you because you're the best of the best and you're just beating everyone else. It's like the most pure proving ground compared to how much promotion is in other sports.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and that's how it is for some fighters. Like,
I hope I'm not.
Instead of promoting yourself forwardly in conventional ways, you just keep racking up the W's. They can't keep you quiet for long.
Yeah.
You're just gonna shut everyone
eventually up. Like Charles Oliveira, I mean, he's been.
You might have to claw a little more, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're gonna make him win at least one more time, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's one of those guys. He's been in the UFC for a very long time now. I think like 9-10 years or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he holds multiple like UFC division wide records.
Mm-hmm. Grew up in the UFC.
May I ask you guys a question? What do you think of something like this? And like I love the sport for you guys as well. Like I enjoy it. Like I have respect for it because there's no way unless the check is like humongous, I'm never getting in the octagon with anybody. Do you guys like are you guys fully happy with how the sport is in terms of the amount of eyes? Do you feel like you should get more eyes onto it because you guys know how like pure and authentic it is, or are you guys good with where it is currently? And I have a follow-up question as well.
I mean, it's growing. It's growing.
Yeah, it's
Fine. It's organic. As long as it's the best at the end
cool.
of the day, or entertaining fights at the end of the day.
There's pros and cons, right? Like, I mean, obviously you need those superstars, right? You need the Ronda Rouseys, you need the Brock Lesnars, you need the Conor McGregors. Now we have the Israel Adesanyas, right? I mean, you need those people, but at the same time, you need those Mighty Mouses. You need those GSPs. You need those Silvas. You need the people that are pushing the competitive competition to keep the actual, what the sport is going, because if people didn't grow as mixed martial artists overall, we'd still have, Chris Lieben versus Chris Lieben every other fight. No disrespect for Chris Lieben. He's one of my favorites, but
bare knuckle.
Yeah, I mean, at a point it becomes like what we were saying, where Conor McGregor might get a rematch for a title after he just lost in the second round. It gets to a point where promotion becomes so heavy that it becomes more valuable than actually winning fights.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the major problems. Some of the more hardcore fans have.
Yeah, that's the balance. I think. Okay. So is it fair to say that you guys don't need to have it like big like WWE?
I don't care for that.
But bigger. Okay, so it doesn't have to be that big, but it could be bigger, right? If there's any chance, like, I don't know, like, because I know how can we increase the brand by, like, there's definitely a demographic for MMA, which is great, because then Keith, I think you remember. I think you told me about Bill Burr. He's like, just make your own community. I mean, that's really what the answer is. You don't need to be Justin Bieber famous. I don't think anybody wants to be Justin Bieber famous. Justin Bieber doesn't want to be Justin Bieber famous. You know what I mean? So, like, so if it's enough of people, then I think the sport's in good shape in terms of maybe if you guys want it to grow a little bit more. I'm just trying to, like, I guess, see from a casual fan's perspective, like I am not going to care that much if a name like Conor's not on the card. So if you can get someone like a Conor or another Goliath, maybe like a team, maybe 5, like a handful of them, you can put those guys up against the Davids, and as long as the Goliaths aren't just all talk, then I think you can start building that brand. And then people, that's when you get more
I know what you're saying, and Dana,
you know what I mean? Like, I think you got
Dana
to. Dana
White isn't. He doesn't just look like a thumb. He's actually very intelligent. Yeah, like they have this new thing called. Well, not really new. It's been around for a while now, but you know how they had the Ultimate Fighter, where they would get 16 guys in a house, and it was like a season of reality TV where they'd live together and fight a tournament type thing, right?
I remember one episode where a guy was not shredded at all. He looked like me, maybe even worse. And then he was facing a guy who was super shredded. The guy who was super shredded was focusing so much on his body, he forgot to focus on his cardio. And the guy who looked like me,
that happens more often than you'd expect. But yeah, they had that. And that was one of the big things that broke the UFC onto the major, the major media streams, right, with TV and things like other sports. And Dana White realizes that he needs to produce more superstars. He needs to produce more knockout artists, right? He needs to produce more undefeated fighters coming in that can win their first 3, 4, 5, 6 fights, right? And what he ended up doing was creating this show called Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. No, I think they're in their fourth season, or maybe they just finished it going into the fifth. And basically, for a handful of weeks in a row, maybe 8, 9 weeks or so, they have a fight card every week, and it's only like 4 fights or so. And they're all younger people or people trying to bounce back and things like that. People looking for a UFC contract, and the idea is that you have an exhibition match against someone, 3 rounds. And, based on your performance, they offer you a contract or not. But the thing is, they encourage, because Dana White himself is in the audience and he's the one handing out the contracts. It's a perfect situation where they only have to pay. They can promote the hell out of this show, but as far as the fighter pay goes, they only have to pay $5,000 for the person who loses and $10,000 for the person who wins. And at the same time, they get all this promotion off the show, on top of the fact that they're signing these new, this is the new route to get into the UFC. It used to be tough, right? The major promotional route.
Yeah.
Now it's Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. If you get a win on there and you come into the UFC, you're almost immediately, you got that many more eyes on you, and you can be put on the ranked board that much faster, right? They can see if you're ready.
They're building avenues.
Yeah,
It's good. It's organic. It's good.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more do or die methods of building superstars, right? You're very rarely do people get 2 shots on that Tuesday Night Contender Series. But yeah, like what you were saying, they need to find new ways to promote things, and like this is as far as putting up 8 people in an entire months and months together of living together, and you have to provide the housing space and the training facility and everything like that. They literally just have everyone do their own training, and then they host 4 or 5 fights a night, 10 weeks in a row. They can sign 5 people, 6 people, 7 people. How many off that, right? Versus really only having maybe a few of the people from the tough season. And it happens a lot faster. It's less expensive. I mean, it's a very good decision by the UFC, especially because Dana White, he really likes to pick the bangers. Like if you're boring, if you wrestle someone for 15 minutes and you're not exciting, he's probably not going to give you a contract. Even if you win in dominant fashion.
Hey, yeah, I mean, one thing that you pointed out was like it's a high reward in terms of building your brand and getting eyes onto your brand. But at the same time, not much comes out of your pocket. So like these guys are probably like broke as fuck trying to train and trying to make it. Hey, even if you lose, you get $5,000. How's that sound?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck yeah, I've been training my whole life for this. $5,000, like Dana White is gonna like make that when he leaves the building or when he sneezes or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's like nothing to him. That's a genius idea, and the fact that it's been on 4 seasons, that's that's unless
I mean it's definitely working. The best way I mean, a lot of the big names right now, not big names, but the people who are just breaking onto the ranked board or just trying to claw their way into that top 5 position where they can start talking about a title fight. There's a few of them scattered throughout divisions right now that are coming off of that tough or not tough that Tuesday series thing.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's crazy. Like, are there people that kind of show not exactly like Conor, but like, is there someone who could do both promotion and they got the skills?
Like we were talking about high risk, high reward. When you get a win on that show, you usually get your intro fight, your debut. Like, because technically that's an exhibition match, right? It doesn't count towards your official record. Yeah, so when you get your debut, that's your official fight, right? And if you win that, you immediately have that many more eyes on you for a second time in a row. And it usually rockets you, that many fights ahead in terms of competition. because now you're that much more marketable, right? You're that guy who got a 30-second knockout in the Tuesday night show and then won your first debut, right? So now they're like, okay, we're expecting this kid to go far now. And that's not only pressure on the fighter, but you're getting more high-profile fights, probably against higher level competition sooner in your career. And sometimes, or not sometimes, often you can actually, get 2 or 3 setbacks in a row because you're just not ready for that level. So far, they're doing well with bringing young talent into the promotion, but we've yet to see like a real superstar come out of it.
Well, you would think, the issue is, I think, the people that are really good with their skills and their talent is really focusing on that, and it's almost like you just let your actions speak versus like speaking on the mic and whatnot. Has there been anybody that is kind of showing like Ronda Rousey type charisma? Like any female fighters? I don't know if you guys touch on female MMA. I feel like it's just you right now, Dame.
Sorry, I love to hear you guys go off, but I think we're gonna have to wrap this one up. Yeah, no, that's all good. I really hope that people are learning, and I would love to stay a little more, but I got the pregnant wife, so just back to Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. Dustin, big congratulations to Dustin. Get that Conor McGregor rub, right? And I want to thank Kuya for coming in. Throb, as always, Throbby Lawler.
I'm just changing it every now and then.
But he always has the throb.
There's Throbby.
Sure. That's the joke.
But yeah, any final comments for Dustin, you guys?
Yeah.
Robert De Niro.
Okay, let's end on Robert De Niro. Okay. That's good.
All right. Well, thanks for coming, guys, and yeah, man. Maybe you can tune in on the next Conor card, Kuya.
Yeah, either or. That's and thank you guys for educating me. And sorry if I was asking a lot of questions.
No problem. It's all about the angles, right? And getting people to think, getting the conversation going. So we do here at Hespect MMA. Sure. Thanks, everybody. And tune in on our next episode. Damn, I always forget to write a little something for this, but it'll probably come out on the 4th. We'll see, people. Just follow the page. As for these guys, you can go ahead and cut your promo.
It's been a while since I had an episode, but check out my podcast, The 6 Pod, THE, the number 6 POD. Side note, Throbby Boucher.
Throbby Boucher. And Throbby Lawler will be throbbing until he sets something up. Who will see, people. But yeah, that's it. Congrats, Dustin. Congrats, everybody, on the UFC 257 card. This is it. Hespect MMA, Hespectful Keith. We out. Hespect. Hey, thank you so much for listening in on today's episode of the Hespect MMA podcast. If you'd like to connect with me and discuss your own responses over anything MMA related, come follow my Instagram or Twitter at Hespect MMA Pod. And for those of you listening in via YouTube, remember to hit that like and subscribe button to show some continued love and support. Appreciation to you, and tune on in the next episode. Much Hespect.